Well, hello, I'm Scott, and this is your Top Nosh Host training video. All right, so this is what you're gonna do when you get here. You're gonna check in at the volunteer green room. Once you check in, you're going to go to the closet and get your credentials. You're gonna get your clipboard and your lanyard. Just a note, as the host team, you do not have a walkie-talkie. Just to make you feel better, there will be someone in your area that has a walkie-talkie, but as a host team member, you guys do not have a walkie-talkie. You're gonna store your personal belongings in the lockers, coats, bags, anything that you brought. Please put those in the lockers in the volunteer green room. Do not take personal items with you to your area. And then you're gonna take a note of the pre-event leadership huddle, the time and the location, so that you make sure that you're there on time, and to pray to kick off the event. Now that you have your lanyard and your clipboard, come on, let's go to your area. All right, we're up in Top Nosh, and this is where you guys get to hang out. And so I'm gonna go over a few things that you're gonna do before the event, continued from the volunteer green room, once you get up here, all right? So here are a couple things. One is turn on the Top Nosh TVs and the menu board. There's 4 TVs, 2 announcements, and then 2 that run whatever you put it on. Just make sure it's appropriate, whatever you put it on for the TVs. And then the menu board is beside where you place your order. Turn the music volume to 7. It's probably gonna be a little loud for those of you that wanna work up here, but we're trying to create a little bit more of a hyped environment. Check Top Nosh for tidiness. Chairs are straight, tables and counters are wiped down. Just make sure everything looks good. Like I said, including the chairs being straight, not just kind of all wonky in here. Check Top Nosh trash cans to make sure each one is double bagged and the tops are turned right side up. Sometimes if we clean them, we'll turn them upside down, so make sure that they're turned up. Make sure there are 2 bags in there, because if something leaks, we don't want you guys dripping all the way back to the back and messing up the floor. And then from here, once you get all of those things done, you'll be able to go out and to the pre-event huddle, maybe get a little bit more information about what will be going on for that particular event. So now during the event, you're gonna hang out in this area, and this is a really cool part. Now you're not gonna be serving, but you are going to be doing 2 types of things. One is you are going to make sure that this area stays nice. So if a student gets up and leaves their stuff on there, or there's on the table, or there's a spill, or a bag of chips goes everywhere, keep the place looking nice throughout the event, all right? Make sure trash cans aren't overflowing. If they are, pull those bags and go ahead and get rid of those and put a new bag in. Again, double bag. Just make sure that everything looks neat, including the chairs if a group gets up from a table. In addition to that, keeping everything straight, you may need to run down if they need to restock Top Nosh. So if they run out of something, then you're kind of the runner that'll run down to the storage area and bring up whatever they need for those behind the counter prepping food. But in addition to those things, you get to hang out with teenagers. So as a host, that's really what we want you to do. You're kind of helping keep everything clean and looking good. You're somewhat a security person, because you're helping to monitor the room and interacting with students and make sure no rough housing begins, intervene in that to make sure nothing gets out of hand. But sit down and talk with some students when in between wiping off a table. Grab a game from the shelves over here and ask if they want to start a game. Even if you don't know how to play it that well, or don't know how to play Switch, you can play Switch. That's at the end in here. This is just the host is a very relational position, and we want you to really step into the lives of these teenagers. Hang out with them, talk to them, get to know their name. If you don't feel comfortable playing a game, that's completely fine. Just go from table to table and just ask them how they're doing, and introduce yourself if you don't know them. As you remember names, use their names, because that'll make a big difference as well. Now, once the event's over with, this is just as crucial as getting everything ready, because this is kind of setting the stage for the next time. And one thing to keep in mind is, as you get this ready, this gives us a good environment in case we have a donor or somebody, or a potential donor, stop by Ground Zero to take a tour of the venue during one of the work days. So we want it to look good and for them not to see stuff laying all over the place. So at the end of the event, these are the things you're going to do. You're going to Tidy up top notch. So again, make sure the chairs are straight, make sure that everything looks good, the napkin holders and everything are where they're supposed to be, and the tables are wiped down. You're gonna make sure that all of the napkin dispensers in top notch, and those few that might be outside on the patio, which that includes top notch, but in the gaming areas, make sure that those are filled. There's napkins actually in those, and if they're not, restock those. Restock any food or drinks for top notch. Make sure that everything's ready to go for the next event. Leave on the lamps in the PlayStation and the Atari areas, the Xbox, and in the Switch areas. That way, we just have a little bit of light and the building's not completely dark, but you will leave those lights on. You're gonna turn off the TVs that you turned on before, and you're gonna turn off the switch, which is at the end of the top notch. And then you're gonna clean the top notch doors inside and out, wipe off smudges off of the walls. So you're not necessarily cleaning the glass wall every time, but particularly the doors in and out, just kind of wipe them down on the inside now. And if you see a smudge on the wall, the glass wall, go ahead and clean it off too so that everything looks good. And then you will head down to the volunteer green room to go ahead and turn in all of your credentials. Thank you guys for being a part of the Top Nosh Host team. This is a very crucial position. You're helping with logistics, but at the same time, you're doing ministry, which that really creates the environment that we're looking for. So thank you for being a part of that and being a part of Ground Zero in every way that you are.